newly elected vice president of this great organization. And I stand before you as a proud member of the CTA leadership team. And the diverse team we are, just like our state, rich in diversity and resolute in our commitment for educational equity. Each of us, David, Eric, and I, have taken time to understand and to embrace our differences, to tap our unique political perspectives, to effectively utilize the differences in our culture and our language, and to appreciate the very professional roles each of us has assumed. Myself as a professor, David as a classroom teacher, Eric as a music teacher, went through teaching as a second career. We don't always see eye to eye, but we would argue that it's our diversity that makes us stronger. And there's a saying that goes, so goes California, so goes the nation. And I really, really, really want to believe that. Because California has an education-friendly electorate and is well on its way to rebuilding the schools and the colleges and the universities that our students deserve. I am proud to be a Californian because voters in the Golden State passed Proposition 55 with over 62% of the vote. Californians also passed Proposition 58 by more than 70%, signaling to the world that we appreciate the linguistic diversity that our children bring into the classroom and that we value what a bilingual education is able to bring. We know that an appropriately structured multilingual approach is not only good for our students, it will demonstrate to the world that we understand that people need to speak more than one language in a global economy, and being literate and conversant in more than one language is not a deficit, it is an asset. We in California have come a long way in a relatively short time. As educational activists, you are the heroes in this community. Those of you elected to school boards throughout this region are critically important to determining the policies that will impact not only our classroom teachers, but our students. And the election for 55 and 58 would not have happened without you. Thank you for what you did, for talking to your friends and family members, for talking to total strangers in supermarkets, and for sharing your support on social media. You made this happen for California's children. As Californians, when we make decisions about elections and education, we decide on what's right with our students, and we don't let anything get in our way. That's why, recently, after a lot of thought, we decided we're going to put our students first in everything we do, including when we submit court briefs on issues that are important to our students. So this week, CTA filed a court brief supporting the Santa Clara County lawsuit challenging the president's executive order against sanctuary cities. We are extremely proud of that. This order threatens to transform schools, and we want our schools to remain safe and inclusive spaces for all our students. We don't want our children to suffer in these times of uncertainty. We will not be bullied. We will not be threatened. We will stand up for every single one of our students, for their families, and for the values that guide the work of this association. The California Teachers Association doesn't just exist to protect our classroom teachers, or to decide what their benefits will be, or to decide and protect their retirement. All very critically important, and well-earned benefits that our teachers get for the work that they do. But that's not all we exist for. In our mission statement, we talk about advancing the cause of free, universal quality public education. We talk about ensuring the human dignity and civil rights of all our children and youth. And we talk about securing a more just, equitable, and democratic society. We believe that in order to achieve that, public education is the way. Public education is what we strive to accomplish. And our student advocacy agenda, it is not just there on our website for our teachers to read, for them to put in their pockets, for them to carry around. It is an advocacy agenda that informs our activism, the political work that our members do, and we invite you to read it. We have a student-centered advocacy agenda, and it's called the Public Education All Students Deserve. And it provides essential strategies to improve and enhance student learning. And I'm asking you as board members to join your fellow educators in supporting this strong, inclusive, safe, and innovative agenda. We know as classroom teachers and educators that our students are more likely to thrive when class sizes are smaller. And we are working to maintain that. We would like to have our children in preschools so that they're prepared when they enter kindergarten. We want more counselors, nurses, and other education support personnel to meet the needs of our most vulnerable students. We want to make sure that our colleges and universities are fully funded because we know that investing in the future of higher education is investing in this nation. We do not want to continue to balance higher education on the backs of our students and see their tuition continue to increase and increase and increase so that they never, ever are out of debt and can afford their own home. But we're also working on an educational agenda. We worked on the state, our president sits on the State Board of Education's Accountability Task Force and was instrumental in developing a new way of measuring student learning. We all know that one score on one test on one day in 1 year at one grade level does not measure how well a student learns.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
But we also know that we can't keep saying this is what we don't like without coming to the table with something that we think could substitute for that. And so we're pretty excited about this new dashboard. We do think it's a multiple measure, and it looks at different ways of looking at student learning, including school climate, right? Something we've never looked at before. So we know it's going to take some time for all of us to get used to this dashboard. We know there's going to be some kinks in it along the way, but we're excited because we know that it is a unique way of measuring student learning, and that the rest of the country is looking at California and trying to design an accurate, fair measure of student learning. CTA is leading efforts to improve the teaching profession. We're proud of our work with the Instructional Leadership Corps, who designed professional development. In just 2 years, 284 of these teachers have provided training for 50,000 educators in 350 school districts. Their focus has been on Common Core. This year, we're going to be able to launch it again. We haven't been able to open up, so I'm inviting those of you in here who are classroom teachers to consider becoming members of the IFT. We now have our dual language schools unfolding, and we're going to need to figure out how to help our districts implement those. No better place than Imperial Valley to get the expertise on great dual immersion schools. We're also working on a local control funding formula. All of our CTA staff members have been trained. They've participated in a multi-day training on LCAP. And so I hate to say this, but Chad Cooper is available for you to talk to him on that.